Hello, everyone. Please write in the chat. Do you hear me well? If you can hear me well, write plus sign so that I know that connection is good and I can start. Hello, please write if you can hear me well, if everything okay. And I will start. Today we are going to talk about the self-trainings. So how to train pole dance by yourself, especially if you have pole at home or if you rent a studio. So we're going to talk about how to choose the best schedule for yourself, how to plan your trainings, how to motivate yourself if you feel lazy, for example, and so on. And also I'll answer your questions. And in the end, I'm tell you a little bit about online pole dream school so that you can know. So please write in the chat if you can hear me. I hope that you can. And I will start because this live stream will be saved. So even if you're late today, if you cannot listen and watch this live stream right now, you can do it later. It's not a problem. So, and first thing is how often to train on the pole. So for my 9 years of practice, I understand that the minimum amount of pole trainings is 2 trainings in a week. So because if you train less, then your body will not get used to the pole and you might feel pain. And that's why the minimum amount of pole trainings is 2 times in a week. You can write in the chart how many times in a week you practice pole dance. Maybe it's 2 times already, or maybe it's more. It can be more. It's also very good if you train more, but the maximum amount, as for me, is 5 or 6 trainings, but this is for no intermediate or advanced pole dancers. So how often to train pole dance is from 2 to, I think, 4 or 5 times in a week. And how do you think how long it is good to practice pole dance if you train by yourself? For example, if you include warm-up and you include cool-down, how long will be your training? You can write it in the chart. By the way, remember that the most active participant of this live stream will get the special present from me and from Pole Dream. So free participation in the Power Marathon. So that's why if you write comments, if you are active during this live stream, you will get a chance to have this great present. So to answer the question how long it is good to practice pole dance, as for me, it's better around 1 hour or 1.5 hours maximum. If you include warm-up and cool-down, yes, this is very important to include those parts in your training for your health. But if you want to include in your pole class some strength exercises, power exercises, for example, you want to work on your abs or your back or your arms, we know that all pole dancers need those muscles for the pole. But the thing is that if you practice a lot of those exercises before pole, it will be very bad for your pole dancing after. Thank you very much. I see the comment that someone watched every video I made. I'm happy that you like it, and I'm happy to post more here and on Instagram also. So, one more time, it's very important not to make your main muscle tired before pole dance. For example, don't work on your abs too much, on your back and arms, because if you do so before pole class, during the pole, those tired muscles will not work properly, and other muscles might compensate. So there is a risk to get an injury. So that's why note this, please. So, and what else should be in your training schedule if you practice pole dance by yourself? Actually, not only by yourself, but in general. How do you think, what maybe classes or what trainings it is good to do, like additional exercises for the pole dance? For example, do you do stretching additionally or some power exercises? Maybe you work on your feet and knees using additional workouts to make them more flexible and strong, to make it possible to dance on the pole very beautiful and clean. It's very important to work on all of these, and plus it's very important to work on posture, because this is the base for lots of pole tricks. If you have good posture, then the technique, if in lots of pole moves, will be correct. But if you have round back, if you raise your shoulders and move them forward, instead of you should lower and make your shoulder blades close to each other. So if you don't control your posture, your technique on the pole will be bad and wrong, and again can get to the injury. And posture, as well as feet, knees, and stretching and power, you need to work on additional, not only during your pole workouts. It's better to do it separately. So all of these don't need to be done very long time. You can practice, for example, 5 minutes for each part. Plus, I recommend you to practice your grip. Yes, you can use an expander to strengthen your grip, because it's very important for the pole dance, especially if you feel your hands wet and if you slide too much. Maybe the reason is that you need to improve your grip, and it's better to work on this additionally. You can do it when you are riding, for example, in subway, or you're going on the bus to some place, and so on. It's really good practice for pole dancer. So, and it is better to write down your schedule in some notebook, some piece of paper, and to follow it. Because if you have your schedule of your trainings only in your head, it will not work very well. You need to see the list, kind of to-do list, and follow it. And very important thing, not to plan lots of workouts. For example, if the previous week you had, 2 trainings, don't plan 10 classes next week, because it's better to rise your training slowly and carefully. Because if you plan too much and your body will not be able to do this, you for sure will get upset also. That's why it's better plan little, your minimum. For example, pole 2 times and 2 times in a week, some additional workouts. And then if you feel yourself very good and if you have more free time, then you can do some extra trainings and you will be happy about yourself and you'll stay motivated. By the way, did it happen to you that you feel yourself very lazy and you don't want to practice pole by yourself, and maybe you even feel bad, I mean not well, and that is the reason for you to think that maybe you don't need to train at all, I mean today, yes. Sometimes it's happen, it's normal. But if you feel lazy, it can be two kinds of laziness. The first kind is useful one. If your body kinda tell you to stop and to get some rest. Sometimes that is the reason why we are lazy. But to be honest, mostly the reason is absolutely different. You just want to do some other things. So, and because you need to work on the pole, you need to get tired, yes, and maybe again you're upset that sometimes not going so well during your pole practice, and that's why you start to feel lazy. So this way, I recommend you to start your pole practice, but slowly, and maybe find some motivation. I don't know, in Instagram, on YouTube. Yes, you can find some tutorial that you would like to try, for example, some combo. You can find lots of in Pole Dream Instagram, for example. And one more very useful thing is to write down your goal, your pole dance goals and motivation. So if you have a list of things why you need to practice pole dance, why it's nice for you and useful for you, what goals do you have, and if you have this list in your mind and also on the paper, you can read it, you can remember it, and it will help you to motivate yourself and to start your training. So another way is if you really feel sick, unwell, maybe dizzy or very weak. If this feeling starts during your pole practice, I really recommend you to stop practicing some pole moves and combos. Because if you feel yourself bad, kind of sick or dizzy, then your pole training might get to the injury. That's why it's better to stop. But for example, maybe you might do some soft stretching instead of pole, and so your training still will be useful for all your pole journey, but it will be safety for you. So, and the next thing is how to practice pole technique, pole base, and how to correct your mistakes if you don't have an instructor, if you train on the pole only by yourself. So this way, at first, I recommend you to find some tutorials or some examples that you will follow. For example, you can open my YouTube videos. I have 50 lessons for beginners and 50 lessons for intermediate level. And you can start from beginner level, step by step, from the first lesson to the 50, and practice all moves on both sides. And every time you do the move, you can film yourself, and after watch yourself and maybe find some mistakes. That is really useful, especially if you watch yourself in the slow motion, like picture by picture. This way you might see your mistakes, maybe flexed feet or bent knees, or maybe round back, yes, something like this. And the next time you practice this element, you can correct these mistakes and make it better. It's really very good option to film yourself, and I recommend you to practice it every time. Because if you don't film yourself, then you might think that everything is just perfect, that you dance very good and your technique is correct. But if you watch yourself from the side, you will see your mistakes, and this is very important to correct them to make your technique of pole dance very good and clean and healthy. So and this is very nice opportunity to start from the beginner level, because if you have some mistakes, if you work only on one side, for example, then it might be difficult for you to correct your technique on your level. I mean, for example, on intermediate or even advanced level. But if you want to improve even moves and combos of your level, it is very useful to start from beginner one. I did it, and I found that as a really good way to make your technique better and to be able to learn new moves of your level very fast and easy, and on both sides for sure. So, but sometimes when you watch your videos, it happens very often that you really don't see your mistakes. So you watch it, there are some mistakes in this video, but you just don't see it because your eyes and your mind didn't get used to it. And that's why sometimes it helps when someone else, pole teacher, watch these videos and help you to correct. And that was one of the reasons I made the Pole Dream online school. So in this school, I'm able to watch every video of every student. I do it personally, only me, not someone else. And that's why I can correct all mistakes because I see them very perfectly. By the way, did you try this system to film yourself during pole practice? If you did, please write it in the chat. You can write just a plus sign. If you practice even once this technique to film yourself on the pole. If you did not practice it, I recommend you to try it. So you can write it in the chat if you try it even once in your life to film yourself during your pole routine, because it's really useful to see your mistakes from the side. Because when you dance on the pole, usually you don't feel your mistakes. It's not easy to do so. You need more practice for it. So those were the main things about self-trainings. If you have questions, feel free to write me. And I also want to share some information with you about Pole Dream School, because the system of Pole Dream School is actually the system of self-trainings. And that's why this is also very useful to know this. And even if you don't want to take part in the school, you may use the same system for yourself. But the thing is that sometimes we just need someone to help, someone to correct our mistakes and to motivate, yes, because not for everyone it's easy to stay motivated when you train pole only by yourself. So in online school we have pole exam, and this is the main system how I can correct the technique and the clean, beautiful performance and grace on both sides, because each student film every move on both sides. And I can see this video And for example, if I see the flex foot, I can do the screenshot and send it to the student. And this way it's very useful because my students learn how to see those mistakes. And later they can do it by themselves. And every time there are less and less mistakes because those like feet, knees, and posture are mostly habits, and for sure bad habits. And if we practice those like good habits, and with time our pole performance become better and better. So, and plus to pole exam in online pole dream school, we also do lots of additional exercises that I recommend you to practice by yourself also. For example, the feet 5 minutes feet workout for be able to point your feet is in the demo pole dream catalog for free. You can see it in Instagram and follow this routine. Just turn on the video and watch and repeat. And with time, your feet will be better and you'll be able to point them better. So we practice feet and knees for very beautiful and clean performance. Also, we practice posture. This is very important for the pole, as I said before. And plus, we have some trainings for the strength, especially abs and back, and something else. We have basic stretching in pole dream school, also for splits and for shoulders and opening chest. And plus we work on static and spinning pole. I have basic technique of the spinning pole, and the main thing is that we start from the conditioning exercises, not just with do this moves on the spinning pole. No, this doesn't work this way. And by the way, talking about the pole conditioning, we also have it because this is really good way to practice and to make your pole dancing better, to get extra strength, especially these kind of strength that we need for the pole dance. Speaking on those, the power marathon is also for pole strength. And if you will be active in this chart, you will get the power marathon for free. Now I have only one comment, and if it stays this way, I'm not sure. But actually, no, I'm sure the Jenny will get the power marathon this way because she's the most active. And if you want it also, you can write your comments, and maybe you have some questions, and this way you'll not only be able to take part in the power marathon, but also to ask you questions. Yes, Jenny, please write your Instagram just in case. And if no one else will start be active in this live stream, then I see the most active person, and I think that I know who will get the power marathon. So please write your Instagram login in this chart so that I can connect with you and write to you. So what else we have in the pole dream school? The very important thing when you practice by yourself is to be secure, yes, and the safety you might get for yourself using the crash mat, or also it is possible to ask your friend for support. And for this reason, in pole dream school, we also have the basic technique how to support each other, so you can kind of teach your friend, and you'll be able to practice pole dance safe way if there are some moves that you're afraid to practice by your own. So, and for whom is Pole Dream School? Actually, the school is very good for beginners, even from the 0 level. But if you're intermediate or advanced level, the school will be very useful for you if you have problems in pointing your feet or strengthening your knees. And if you have some problems in pole base or in combos and so on, if you cannot dance very good with music, combining some moves. So in school, we do all of this together, step by step, in very safety way. That's very important. So you can see, for example, on YouTube, the video of my pole students. And also, if you're interested, you can visit the website, and I will write you the link in the chat. So you can visit this website and you can watch videos of my students' reviews, and also you can read reviews, because actually no one can tell you about the Pole Dream School better than their students. And you can see also video of my students on this YouTube. And I think you noticed that they pointed feet very well, they can keep their knees straight and good posture and so on. And even that, we are still practicing and we are getting better every time, every week. And I invite you to be part of the Pole Dream School. The school is working 1 year already, and after 1 year, I made this school even better. I added some new things, some new exercises, and new information. And you can start this school, this new version of the school, with me right now. Remember that all tasks I check personally, so the school is very individual, and that is the reason why everyone improves so well and so fast in the school. And that is also the reason why amount of students is really limited, because when I have enough amount of students, I will stop the school. I mean, no one will be able to start the school until I have free places, because all tasks I check personally, and I don't have so much time, and I want every student in Pole Dream School to progress really good. And that's why I don't need so much students. Is I need just enough amount for me to be able to work with everyone personally to get to the best result in pole dance. So now I have places. The school started today, but you can take part and become a student until Sunday included, because now we have only introductional task. We didn't start our trainings yet, and you will be able to start until Sunday included, and you'll be able to do all the tasks without any problems. That's why you have a little bit time, and you can click on the link in the chat that I posted and read more information about school. And also below you can see the payment to book your place in the school. So the price for the first month is $64. And we'll practice using WhatsApp. So all what you need is WhatsApp and ability to rent a pole, or if you have pole at home, is just perfect. It works very well. And that's all. You don't need some extra things, and you can start from any level. So, and from the second month, the price for school is lower, and plus you can buy the membership for 3 months, and price will be even lower again. And So with this individual work in the school, this price is really low. So if you're interested and if you have some questions about the school or about your self-trainings, you can write me in the chat and I will answer. And also I'm waiting for Instagram logins of those who want to have the Power Marathon for free and who want to be active in this live stream. So, and one more time, what's important in your self-trainings to stay motivated? And I want to share with you one more thing, one more little secret, how to stay motivated if you're training alone. The thing is that sometimes it's better not to train alone, but for example, invite your friend, your pole friend, or even to practice pole when someone is in the room, because for lots of people, this technique works very well. If someone is in the same room where you're practicing, you are kind of trying to show your best, and you will work harder, and you will try to dance beautiful, kind of for this person. So you can try it. And if you practice with your friend, if you invite your friend, for example, this is also very good, because you have the time planned and your friend is coming and you just will start training. And this is very useful. Plus, you can, for example, post some motivation for you in your Instagram or Facebook. For example, I'm planning to train 3 times in the week for 1.5 hours. And every time I will post the stories in Instagram like report. And you can do it, and it will be very motivated for you. The same technique I use in my pole dance school, because every Sunday students need to send me a report, and during the week they keep in mind that in the end of week they will send me this report, and that is one of the things why they stay motivated, and why they actually practice all that they need to do during the week. Because according to the rules of the school, if I don't report for 2 weeks, not any word, then I will delete you from the school. And this is really good thing for motivation. And so that's why everyone is doing their tasks, and everyone is progress in my school. This is very important for me. So one more time, if you have some questions about self-trainings, because I told you the base, but maybe you need to understand some particular part more. So you can write your question now in the chat, or if your question will get to your mind later, or if you see this live stream not online, then you can write all your questions in comments and I will answer them for sure. Also, if you have some questions about Pole Dream Online School, write them and I will answer. And you can see more information in the link that I posted in the chat. This is link for the Pole School. So, and actually the thing of this live stream was that I choose the most active person and give the present. And so I need to, if I don't see any questions, then I will finish this live stream. And in this case, I need the Instagram login from Jenny. Or maybe if you still want to be active, you can write your Instagram login, or you can write your questions. So that's most important. I think I will wait a couple of minutes. Maybe you have some questions. I will wait a bit to give you opportunity to write them. And if not, then I will finish this live stream. And if you have your questions later, I for sure will answer them. And remember that if you have some question about pole dance, I'm happy to help you. So you can write me in the comments under videos on YouTube, or you can write me in Instagram directly, and also on Facebook. You can write me private message, and I will be happy to help you with some problems that you have in pole dance, or some questions about pole dream, for example, if you have them. So I don't see any questions for now, and I think then that I will finish this live stream. It was really short, but I hope that you found some important information for yourself, maybe some nuances, and if you need them to be more, is the online school also available for overseas? Overseas, is it oversize or overseas? I will check this word, because I think this is overseas. Do you mean abroad? Sure, the school is online, and you can practice from, yes, you can practice from anywhere in the world, because the school is online. So you need to only have WhatsApp, and every Sunday I send new tasks in the WhatsApp, and you can watch and read and listen to all of them in any time that is convenient for you. Then you go to your pole class. Maybe you have pole at home, or maybe you rent a pole, and you go and practice by yourself. You will have tutorials and demonstrations and some technical nuances. So you practice for yourself, and you also do additional exercises at home. And then every Wednesday and Sunday, you have ability to send me your videos for the exam. Then I check them and write you some corrections, or write you that you pass those exams, and you go on with your level. And when you finish the beginner level exam, you get the electronic certificate for the beginner level exam in Pole Dream Online School, and then you move on to the intermediate level. So yes, you can practice from any part of the world. That is the main idea of the online school. And you don't need to be online like in some particular time. No, you just have days in those you are able to send videos, and you can practice in any days that are convenient for you. So yes, for sure, I have lots of students from different parts of the world, and they're speaking different languages also, and that's why even that my English is not perfect, but the main thing that we can understand each other, and we can progress in pole dance. Thank you, Janie. I will be happy to see you in the online school, and also remember that you get the Power Marathon for free. So when you write me, I will add you additional to the Power Marathon that starts on 30th of August. And it's very good to do those because the marathon is prepare your body for the pole dance and help you to be in a better shape and for sure looks better. And pole school is mostly about technique. Yes, we prepare our body also and we progress in it also, but it's mostly about pole technique and ability to move beautiful with the pole, to dance and do some pole moves and combos and so on. So if you have more questions, I am happy to help you and to answer those questions. I really hope that for some of you who have watched this live stream and who it's not important online or offline, that you will find some important information for yourself. For sure, the most information you can take from me if you ask your questions, because this way I'm able to help you better. But remember that you always have this possibility to ask your questions later. For example, if you need the 5-minute workout for feet, to be able to point them better, write me in the Instagram direct or here in the comments, and I will give you the link for it, because this is very useful, really, and I recommend you to practice it. So, and as I don't see any more questions, I think I will finish this live stream. Thank you, everyone who were there with me. I'm happy that I have a possibility to chat with you. To share with you some information that I have, and I'm doing this using the YouTube and Instagram at first. So if you want to stay tuned, if you want to know every news about pole dreams, because we are preparing really nice things about exotic and stretching, for example, maybe you will be interested also. Then be sure that you follow Instagram and YouTube, and you will know everything. So thank you one more time, and have a great time. And just remember, if you need my help, then you can write me and I will help, because now I have time to answer to everyone, because I don't have so much questions, and I'm happy to use this time to help all of you. So thank you one more time, and see you in YouTube and Instagram. Have a good time. Thank you. Thank you, Jenny. See you in the online school. I'm happy that you will be part of it. Thank you to everyone, and see you soon. Bye-bye.